because it's a very big impediment to our goals.
And since it was in the lease, it would obviously
Yes.
seem to be a logical extension of
It's
that.
on page 1.
You said earlier something that was probably fascinating to those who are equestrian and know the joys of riding. I know in Reagan's memoirs he said the most relaxed that he ever was when there was a horse between his legs. When he was out riding around, there was something that the ethos of riding a horse was just great for his mind and thing. And I get the same sense that the joy of riding and what you've said is there. What's your own experience in saying how the joy of riding is?
It's very true. I think it's part of being, feeling at one, not only with your horse, but with God and nature. You just feel part of everything.
So there's a spiritual component.
It's a
even
very
of
strong spiritual
That's
component.
very interesting. I've
As
never
well
heard that
as
before.
the freedom it gives you. You just feel free. You know, after a hard day at the office, if I go and see my horses and have the opportunity to ride, I just feel better, no matter how hard a day it was. And I've had people who have horses at our barn say the same thing. They work downtown, they have all these stresses, they come out and they say, I feel better.
But what about those who may be afraid of horses? Or is there such a phobia that
There are people who are afraid of
'cause some
horses.
horses are pretty big.
They're very big.
They
and
kick
they can,
and they bite.
Yep, they do everything. They
When
can rear up.
Yeah, they rear up. And
Yeah.
is that a big challenge for many people to get over that? Or that's part of why you teach people to ride, how to
Right.
understand and get along with the behavior of horses?
Well, we emphasize safety at the Crater. We have a wonderful safety record, and the reason is we realize that horses are strong and very powerful, and that they can cause damage without even trying. But if people know, if they're educated about how horses think and how horses react, they don't run into problems. I mean, even the tiniest 6-year-old can understand a lot of these concepts.
Yeah, when you said earlier that they relate very well with autistic children,
Yes, very much
I would
so.
think that same intuitive relationship with those people who mean no harm should be a very benign and a friendly relationship between them.
Yes, and it's amazing how horses sense it. If you put a child on a horse that is a total beginner, we have a mare who will take extreme effort to keep that child on her back. And if he loses his balance, she'll shift her body.
So to keep the child
to keep
on,
right.
that is
And
amazing.
yet that same mare, if I were to get on, I'd have to really ride her or else I'll be tossed off.
Because the animal gauges.
Yeah, she says, well, you're able-bodied, you should know better, so take it as it comes.
That's interesting. For anybody watching who wants to take a ride at your stables, how do they get there? Give us the exact location, which we should have done maybe in the beginning. Where is the Koko Crater Equestrian Stables?
We are located within the botanical gardens at Koko Crater. And so if you drive past the crater, you've driven past us because we are physically inside the crater.
So if they can see Koko Crater, and anybody going out to East Honolulu can't miss Koko Crater. And if you don't miss the crater, you've got the equestrian table and stables. Anything finally for the people of Hawaii? We got to wrap up now. It's getting close to time for saying aloha. Let me put it this way. The community thanks you, and I represent the people of generally that whole section that has been part and a participant with that. And if there's anything that the people can do, you've heard Emogene say, write a letter to Mayor, and see if the new mayor can help her maintain her stables. This is Representative Jean Ward saying thank you to Emogene Yoshimura for the Koko Equestrian Stables, and we'll see you next time with another word from Ward. Representative Jean Ward saying aloha and thank you.